Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the How to Redo Your Closet series. I'm so glad you came back for more. I am assuming that by the time you look at this video, or maybe at least you're getting an idea of where you're going in the future, you will have started to delve into your closet. Maybe you've actually finished the project and you have gotten rid of so much. You've applied the techniques we talked about last time, and now you're left with more of a core that hopefully in some way is serving you. So the question is, where do you go next? Well, if you're really super lucky, maybe we just got rid of all of the excess and you're now left with a closet that you absolutely love. These are the things you wear all the time. You feel inspired by your wardrobe and you're just ready to go off into the sunset. And if that is you, that is awesome. You are so lucky. Just keep doing what you're doing and try not to accumulate. Okay, but for most of us, we are kind of left staring at our closet going, okay, now what? And for some of you, it may be a feeling of, okay, I'm kind of left with stuff that I like, but I don't have a strong sense of my personal style, and maybe I need a refresh of my closet. For some of you, you're just looking at a disparate collection of stuff and you don't have any idea what your personal style is, and you are ready to turn over a new leaf and figure out what your style personality is. So in this week's video, you guys, I want to help you get a clearer sense of what your unique style personality is and what your goals are for your closet going forward. So I want to talk about a technique that has really helped me personally figure out what my style is. And I reassess this every year because I evolve, a lot of us evolve, a lot of our lifestyles change. It's just like a personal audit I think that we should all do at least annually. So here's the technique that has really worked for me. I suggest going into your closet and pulling out somewhere from, let's say, 10 to 20 pieces, I think is realistic. And I want you to pull out those pieces that are the things that you wear most often. So hear me clearly. I'm not talking about the pieces that you love the most, because if you ask me what I love the most in my closet, it might be a gorgeous dress that I wear once a year. So it's not what you necessarily love the most. It's the pieces that you wear the most. And we're not including things like, you know, that layering tank that you wear under everything. Forget that. You're going to keep that no matter what. That's not necessarily a clue to much. What we are really looking for are things like, do you have a dress that you wear like every week? You just can't wait to put on, it's your perfect go-to piece? Or do you have a couple of pairs of jeans that you literally don't know what you would do without? I'm talking about pieces like that. So I want you to grab 10 to 20 items like that, things that would always make the cut, let's say if you were packing a suitcase. For me, I'm just going to give you an example because I feel like, you know, I can only talk about my own personal experience, although I've seen this work for so many of you too, but I can talk most easily about my personal experience. For me, that's going to look something like this. It's going to be something like maybe 4 pairs of jeans that I wear all the time. I mean, all the time. It's going to be a pair of black joggers that I recently got that I ended up deciding I had to get 2 pairs of because I wear them so often and I almost freak out at the thought that something may happen to them someday and I may not be able to replenish them. I'm talking pieces like that. Or my denim jacket that I grab for, gosh, I probably wear it at least 2 to 3 days a week. I don't necessarily keep it on all day, but it is my go-to piece when it comes to running out the door in the morning or sitting in a restaurant and needing something to throw on. I just love this soft little cropped denim jacket. So now what you're looking at is maybe you've got a rolling rack. Maybe you took my suggestion for putting a rolling rack in your room just for this project temporarily, or maybe you put them on your bed, but you're looking at your little core collection of favorites. So here's what I want you to do with your favorites. I want you to sit back and I want you just to take a deep breath and I want you to take it in. What are you looking at? And if you are really struggling with this, then you know what? Grab a best friend, grab a sister. If you are really in need of help, grab a stylist. You can always contact me at lisa@shopchillstyle.com and we can talk about my personal styling services. But this is something that a lot of times you can handle on your own. Sit back and assess. Is there a common theme here? And you guys, this is just like the crux of everything, because when you look at those 20 pieces, you should be able to see a theme or some themes emerge. So for instance, are you seeing that you are, wow, really super casual, or that all of the things that you pulled out are tied together by the fact that they are incredibly comfortable? Is everything maybe super flowy? On the other hand, is everything really fitted? Very bodycon? Is everything really polished? Very kind of preppy? Is everything kind of sporty chic? Is there a common theme here? And that right there tells you a lot about what your styling priorities are. Now, I'm not telling you to decide that you're happy with this. Some of you may notice, I'm just going to give you an example. Some of you may sit back and notice that the common theme is that everything is super loungy and casual. And you may be thinking to yourself, yeah, this is all the stuff I wear all the time, and I really need to get out of my styling rut. Well, that's okay. But you know what? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because we will start to develop some goals for you. And I will say, it still shows me, if that's the case in that example, that comfort for you is a priority, and maybe your goal needs to be comfort with class or comfort with polish. Okay, so here's a second little exercise I want you to do, and it is kind of like the opposite. Next, so go ahead, put all those things back in your closet now. Next, I want you to pull out maybe 10 pieces, let's say, and again, you can set your own number, but keep it small. I want you to pull out like 10 pieces that you never wear. Things that are left in your closet after you did your clean out after the first video. Things that maybe, yes, are aligned with the 80% of your closet that is how you spend 80% of your time. So they fit, but they're things that you just hardly ever wear. And you don't even have to explain to me or to yourself right now why you don't wear them. I just want you to pull out 10 pieces that you hardly ever wear. And again, do it from the portion of your closet that relates to how you spend most of your time. So yeah, I mean, I hardly ever wear that super colorful dress, but I'm not going to change that. It's a special occasion dress. Anyway, you're going to do that. And then once again, I want you to sit back and I want you to assess. I want you to look at these pieces and I want you to see if there is a common theme. Is there a reason you don't wear these pieces? So I'll give you some common examples. These may or may not pertain to you, but it could be that all the pieces you pulled out are extremely colorful pieces, very bright pieces. It could be the pieces that you pulled out are very tailored. They have collars on them. Okay, gosh, I feel like I'm talking about myself right now, even though I am wearing a collar. It could be anything, but I want you to see if there's a theme, because very often there is. And whatever that theme is, that's going to tell you a lot. I mean, this is pretty basic, right? But that's going to tell you a lot about what you should stay away from in the future. So guys, now what I want you to do is I want you to sit back and think before you put those things back in your closet. I want you to sit back and think about what you have just learned about yourself during these two exercises. You've learned a little bit more, or maybe a lot more, about what your priorities are when you're getting dressed. You've learned about what's difficult or unappealing to you when it comes to getting dressed. And the next thing I want you to do, lastly here in this video series, in this part 2, is I want you to think about what your goals are for yourself. Okay, so again, some examples could be, well, I like the fact that my wardrobe is very comfortable. I've identified the fact that comfort is my top priority. However, I feel like my wardrobe needs more polish, but the polish that I bring into my wardrobe, it needs to be comfortable. The pieces that I've taken out are polished but not comfortable at all. So if that happens, then I want you to go back into your wardrobe and I want you to get rid of everything that is uncomfortable. And I am serious, you guys. And if you cannot get rid of it, meaning taking it to consignment, finding a new home for it, then at the very least with some of these pieces, I want you to then just set them aside in a place that is not in your closet for a maximum of a few months before you decide to just let them go because you realize they are not serving you. So going back to what are your goals? Here are some other possibilities. You could be having the exact opposite issue. It could be that you like to look very refined, very put together, very polished. And so you see in those 20 pieces that you originally pulled, all of those pieces make you feel incredibly pulled together and like a class act. And the pieces that you pulled out of your closet are maybe the pieces that are in the second half, the pieces that you're not wearing, might be pieces that are perhaps very loose, very baggy, very unstructured. So perhaps you identify a goal for yourself of having a closet that only feels incredibly polished to you. And even when you have relaxed pieces or weekend wear, you still need it to feel pulled together and polished. So go through your closet now and do kind of a final clean out of those pieces that just feel too, really for lack of a better word, too sloppy for you. Pull those out now. The possibilities here for what you've identified are just so individual and really endless, but just another couple of thoughts here. It could also be that, and it could be one of two opposites here. It could be that everything that you pulled out is very comfy, but maybe too baggy, and maybe the pieces that you're not wearing are just too baggy. Maybe you've lost some weight. Maybe you feel happy to show off your curves and be more out there. And so maybe you get rid of all of the pieces that you are kind of drowning in and retain your adherence to comfort, but start to look for pieces that show off a little bit more of you. On the other hand, you might be someone who just for whatever reason, whether it's just your comfort level, maybe it's where your body is right now, you just feel better in pieces that are just more floaty, that don't cling, don't necessarily show off spots that you consider your trouble spots. And the pieces that you're not wearing might be the pieces that keep highlighting things that you're not comfortable with. Well, go through your closet, get rid of those pieces, because the reality is, I have found this with myself, with everybody that I work with, we never reach for the pieces that we don't feel comfortable in, whether it's physically comfortable or psychologically comfortable because of what they're showing off. Get rid of those things and make it a priority to only look for and purchase things and add to your closet those things that help you feel really good about yourself. So by the end of this video today, by the end of working through this process of part 2 here, I want you to have not only cleared out of your closet all those things that are not serving you, but I want you to have identified what your priorities for your wardrobe are going forward, as well as what your goals are for yourself. So you know your personality, you know what matters most to you, and you also have some goals for yourself. In the next part, you guys, we're going to start to look at styling ideas. This is where it starts to get really fun, and this is where we will start to pull wardrobe capsules and start to look at different styling tips and tricks. We're going to look at different style personalities. We're going to look at how to polish up your wardrobe. We're going to look at how to build more comfort into your wardrobe. We are going to look at ways to disguise and work with trouble spots. We're going to explore all of what I consider the hot styling topics so that you come out feeling really charged and energized about your wardrobe. You guys, thanks so much for being here with me. I am always appreciative of any feedback you've got. Make sure to stay up to date with us by going on to www.shopchillstyle.com. You can subscribe there to get my e-blasts and my newsletters that go out. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, to Zero Waste Closet. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at lisa@shopchillstyle.com. I look forward to seeing you soon.